Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss a busy day for prediction markets. We're going to talk about the continued crypto rally and which altcoin and NFT plays we are making. Thanks again for joining us day in and day out. If you're listening on Twitter, give us some support. Give us a bookmark, a like, a comment, a retweet. Push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening on YouTube, let us know what you want to talk about today. And if you're listening on Zora, where we're streaming every single day now, drop some comments. We'll check out some profiles potentially if we have time. I'm joined today by my co-host, Easy. Easy, how you feeling today on this Thursday?
I am good, man. I am good. Things are good. Life is good. Prediction markets are fun. But yeah, I can't complain. How are things with you, Ray?
I'm good. We've been pretty busy. I finally got my car back from the shop after it was hit by a deer. So
oh wow,
that was nice.
That's fun.
$500 deductible out of my pocket, but thankfully didn't have to pay the like $5,000 worth of body repair shop fees that it ended up costing. So a win there, I suppose. What else? I haven't been making too many plays in crypto. I traded some of the early token works or cursive strategies, did okay there. It's kind of like, it's nice not being like hyper active right now and just kind of letting plays come, if that makes sense. How did you make out with prediction markets yesterday? Did you hit your goal?
No, but we didn't lose money. So
Okay.
That's a bigger piece. So now today we got to make 12, we got to make 33% today. So I don't know how we're going to do it. We're going to find a way. I hit a big Spurs trade yesterday. Took the Spurs basketball because, dude, I've been using that bullpen stuff to just track smart money. And yeah, I don't know. I saw this guy with like 6 or 7 million P&L or profitable, whatever the hell it was, on bullpen. It was like, okay, smart money is a 70 rating out of 100 for them. They took the Spurs for like $800, and I was like, okay, we'll throw a couple $100 at it, and it hit. So I was like, okay, sweet. That made up for the Mr. Beast mention market, which pissed me off because he was not supposed to be live, and then he was. So I got smoked. But
that would have been
I didn't lose as bad on that. Right? It could have been much worse.
I'm surprised you're even after that. Like that's like kind of huge considering you're not down for like that sort of, I don't want to say misplay, but for like how that.
No, 100%. I was way overexposed. Like I was way overexposed. Okay, so technically I'm down $100 now that it's finally settled. I started at 33.09 and I'm at 32.18. So $90, $91.
Not bad. Not bad. So you got to make how much today? $600 today?
Yeah.
So it's just time to hammer the crypto up down price action.
Yeah, basically. That's what we're going to do. And we're just going to full on gamble it.
I saw somebody went 12 for 12 on those. Did you see that?
And he compounded every single trade.
Yeah, he just took $12 and he ran it from $12 to almost 30 grand. Just going all in, shove, Bitcoin 30
every
minute
time
price action.
And he would do it right before it started, so you'd get the odds at 50-50.
Well, he had a lot of his were, or at least some were like better than 50-50.
Oh, he did take some dips. He was just good, dude. I don't know how he did it. He was just good.
I don't have that link, but I definitely want to look at that.
Well, you have that one, and then you have the guy who hit on the Google most search person.
Really?
Yeah. So it was this artist named David, D4VID.
Okay.
I think D4VD. This guy David, who won. If you look at their graph, let me share this. So, oops, let's share an image file. Share screen. Boom, boom. What was crazy about this is this guy David, all time was trading at like 2%. December hit, was trading at 8.5%, 7.2%, and then settled at 100. Right? So this is absurd because everybody was basically saying they had thought the winner was going to be, I think Kendrick Lamar was number 2.
What about Elon?
Elon was like way off.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Elon didn't really stand a chance. October, but he had been pretty low. Who was it? Was it? Oh, Bianca Sensori was pretty heavy favorite for a while. Pope Leo was the one. 65%. Pope Leo. Because so the big confusion, I think Charlie Kirk also had some decent odds too. And then Donald Trump was the one. All the threads said Donald Trump was undervalued. And I'd go and comment, you're an idiot. Because the way that this is based is who has the greatest search result change from the previous year. Right? So that's why Trump was number 1 last year. So he couldn't theoretically improve that much. This D4VD guy supposedly killed his girlfriend, and it was a huge issue. They found their body in a Tesla. It turns out she was 13 when he was 21. There's going to be a Netflix docuseries on this situation, right? So I wish I didn't even know he was on the list. But this was a very big situation. I'm shocked that they were the number 1 most searched Google person. But what's even wilder is there was an insider. This person. Yeah, this person. Anon Raccoon. Who just so happened to hit on David, which is absurd. Will David be the number 1? They netted over 200K. They had over $1 million on like Bianca Sensori and Pope Leo both not being the most searched. And if you look at their activity, it's only Google stuff, and they hit on a Gemini market before this. So people are like, is this a Google insider? Because like they are all over this Google. They basically only traded the Google search. They did take some Pope Leo for top 5, which they hit. Took no on Sydney Sweeney stuff. So people are like, is this someone who's like straight up combing or able to pull the data? Because it's been the last 3 days they've been hammering these markets. If you see, like this is just me scrolling down. They were taking David number 1 for 5 cents days ago.
Wow. Or somebody that's like knows how to like manipulate the data too.
So I saw Antoine Algian saying that, but you would need so much compute power, and they filter out a lot of stuff like that. So you basically have to search from different geolocations for everything multiple times, a whole bunch of shit. So I just don't see that happening. But whoever this was, kudos to them. I mean, there's a big argument on if insider trading is bullish or bearish for prediction markets. And if you saw Brian Armstrong actually commented on that.
What'd he say? I know he did a little bit of what could be construed as insider trading when
he did it because he didn't trade it.
Right, but who knows who knew about that or whatnot. But.
Yeah. So he was on yesterday during Dealbook Summit. Yeah, so this was his whole thing. Oh yeah. Let me show this. Where is it? Why can't I share it? 1 sec. I don't know what it is, but it's I want to share this because this is very interesting.
I'll let you figure it out in a second while we do figure it. Oh, you got it?
Got it.
You had
Can you hear the audio?
Talking about the finality of at the end of your quarterly earnings call. We've been having discussions about PolyMarket and prediction markets and everybody betting on what people are going to say at any given moment. And you read off the words that people were betting on the call. You said Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain, staking, Web3, tens of thousands of dollars had been bet on each of those words. People were betting on whether you would actually say those words, and then you effectively were trolling them, I think. Can you tell us, tell me what you think about that and what you think about prediction markets if you can effectively determine the winner in such a way? What were you thinking during the conference call?
Yeah, well, the conference call was me just having a little bit of fun. But I think the bigger picture here is that prediction markets are a big deal. And it's for 1% of people, they're trading it just like another asset class. But for 99% of people, they're looking at it as an alternative, I think, to traditional media, actually, to figure out what's going to happen in the world. And then some people are also just using it for entertainment. I think that actually we're going to see even more potential here. Like an example would be policymakers could actually use prediction markets to say, okay, of these 3 policies, which one will raise GDP or which one will lower unemployment the most or whatever metric you're trying to get. And they can get signal from the market about which policy to actually go implement.
So that to me was rather interesting.
Yeah, I don't know like how you do that though with different policies. It's like
He went on for like much longer on this too. Like it was actually interesting because Larry Fink was on there too with him, and they talked heavy about a lot of this stuff, mostly prediction markets and like crypto in general, which was like awesome. And they basically were like, yeah, there's going to be insider trading, but I don't think it's bad because all it's doing is showing the real signal in like a very transparent way. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I do kind of agree. Is it the best situation? Probably not. But is it a situation? Absolutely.
insider trading for prediction markets might be a feature and not a bug for people who use it as news. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you're using prediction markets as news, then insider trading is going to get you the fastest, most accurate news on some of these markets that have these crazy swings. And you're like, okay, somebody who knows something is now saying XYZ is going to happen. Maybe it's going to happen.
Well, you saw the Kalshi news that they partnered with CNN. So then a lot of the comments were like, well, now the fake news will be real news, which I thought was pretty funny. Because I do agree. I think that the thing is, obviously, with the financial incentivization of it, regardless of how you feel about it, people saying insiders are present, insiders are going to win. There's insiders in every market. Nancy Pelosi has made hundreds of millions of dollars off of insider trading, and nothing's ever come of it. So, like, if you're upset about it, I get it. And it sucks when you're on the other side of it. But there's still opportunity. Like, you can always tail somebody on these moves. And if you think there's a lot of insider trading on something, like, I don't trade the Spotify markets. I didn't trade the Google search markets. There's a lot of that stuff that I won't touch purely because I'm aware of a lot of that stuff. Granted, I'm like a degenerate. I'm just gambling on like Zootopia earnings calls and shit, dude. Like, don't ever listen to me. This challenge has like divulged me into some of the worst trading ever. Because there's markets I want to trade that settle in like 6 months. And that's the worst part.
Yeah, I love the degen trading arc where you have to make it all back each single day.
I have like 30 days, so I'm like chasing. I'm like peak degenning on stuff, which is like way closer to gambling versus like farther dated stuff. Like yesterday, I did a prediction market only stream that I'm going to start doing probably like twice a week, where I'm also interviewing a bunch of guys. And this market was the one for me that I think is like the best long-term trade that you can make, is how many Fed rate cuts in 2026. And I would take these 3, 2, 3, and 4.
So 2, 3, and 4 equal parts on each. You're what? That's 10, 20, 40. So it's like almost like a little less than a coin flip, but you think that's almost guaranteed to happen.
If Kevin Hessett is the Fed chair, we're gonna get 2, 3, or 4. That's my speculation. He's dovish. He sides heavily with Trump. And if you look at Fed Watch, which I like to use for following rate cuts for like far dated stuff, Fed Watch has us priced in at 2 more after December. So we can look all the way to December. So 275 and 300 are currently priced in at over 50%. And 3 rate cuts puts us at 65%. This is 2, that's 3, that's 4. So 2, 3, 4 has you around 65%, which is close to in line. That 1 rate cut is at 18, but that's not signaling with Hessett in office yet, because we'll be at 350 in December. So 1 rate cuts here, 2, 3, 4. I think these shift much higher as they get closer.
I would just cut the 2 out of that, and I would just go 3, 4.
So I also like 3, 4. I
Yeah.
also do like 3, 4. I think 2 is like your hedge if, say, inflation starts ramping again, right? Like that's your safe hedge, because we're going to get at least 2.
Yeah, but I mean, also you could get 1 in January or February, and then you're
basically set up for 3 or 4.
Right.
So I think that those, like, when you look at markets that have these resolutions, you can almost take that quote insider info and go and find another market that's a byproduct or a pseudo market for it. And that's where I think the real value is on a lot of this stuff. I know some of our audience is like, how can we only talk about prediction markets, da-da-da? It's everything that's being covered on X anyway. So it's like, I don't know if it's my whole timeline, but 90% of the content I see is prediction markets at this point.
This is my favorite comment, going back to you.
You're gambling right now. You have to predict.
Yeah. Easier
True.
gambling. You have to predict.
True.
Oh man, we've been talking for a while here in the intro. Easy. I sent over the call sheet for the weather report, but before we get into that, we're going to thank the partner for today's show, Gemini We've been talking about Gemini for a while. I've been absolutely lighting up my Gemini card this holiday season as they have a nice little 5% on everything bonus going on for holiday shopping, which you absolutely love to see. Love to see it. Love to see it. Did you know your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation while they collect dust? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles over time. Now imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini credit card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of 50 other cryptocurrencies instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight into your account. Plus, if you sign up now, you get a $50 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Go to bodogos.com/Gemini to sign up today. There is no feeling like seeing your Gemini account tick up every time you spend money. You absolutely love to see it. Big fan of Gemini. Really excited that this partnership's been going for so long. Love what they're doing over at Gemini. That being said, let's kick it off with a weather report here, Easy, and then we'll dive deeper into the show.
Let's get into it. So, Thursday, December 4th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors held stead. Did you mean to say steady, Ray?
No, held stead.
Held steed. With Bitcoin just under 93K, Ethereum at 3,200, Solana back up to 142, and hype at $34. Over the past 24 hours, it was an eventful day for prediction markets as the PolyMarket app is officially rolling out in the US. And let me tell you, it's pretty damn sweet. Connecticut sent cease and desist letters to Kalshi, my home state. How delightful. Robinhood and Crypto.com for conducting illegal online gambling. Dun, dun, dun. And YZI Labs incubated a prediction market, Predict.fun, that went live on BNB. That is the same fund that the man himself, Sizzy, is an investor in, and I believe one of the leaders of. Speaking of Binance, they rolled out a Binance Junior and app meant to introduce kids and teens to crypto. Fascinating. Binance also named co-founder Yi He as their new co-CEO. I did not even know that. That's absolutely wild. Shout out Yi He. Finally, an airdrop is coming for the Seeker phone owners on Solana, announced as the Seeker token coming in January. 30% of the 10 billion Seeker tokens are earmarked for airdrops. How come the Seeker's getting all the good shit now and we're not giving it back to the first one?
Well, I think it's both phones are getting it. Weren't they both
fucking better?
What was the first one called?
The Solana phone?
Yeah, I don't know.
Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always. Do you have the first phone, Easy?
Somewhere. I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in my house.
Saga. There we go. The Saga.
The Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in my house. I don't even know.
It's like the 30% is airdrops to the phones or like other places, or the Solana Mobile is the airdrops. But this might just be like the Solana Mobile company. This might be Solana Labs, the company, Community Treasury. I think this 30% airdrop is including the phones and other things potentially. But yeah, I've got the Seeker. I think you can almost like see the box. It's like up there somewhere.
I mean, you got some cash in there. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, so we'll see how this company coming out in January. Love to see it.
What do you think that opens up at is the question.
Solana Mobile?
Yeah.
Whew,
the Seeker phone.
Tough. Let's see. Solana Mobile tokens, SKR. It's like a governance / like utilities you're staking. So at launch, SKR serves as a growth and coordination mechanism, stake to guardians, support builders, secure devices, curate the dApp store. So it's like a governance-ish token, stake to like make some decisions. I don't know what utility there is outside of that. It's going to have inflation though. Interesting. So you're going to be earning tokens when you're staking. It's going to be 10% inflation year one, and that's going to reduce to 2% inflation year over year. That's like an interesting thing to see with the token launch. I haven't seen that recently for something this big.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd be surprised if it opens too far above 100 million circulating. Depends on how much is there at launch, how much is unlocked. FDV, I would be surprised if it's over 750 million. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know like what they've been building. Like I know they've been shipping phones, which is interesting. I haven't really used the phone. I know that what's his name? Marcus MKHBD was like, this is the worst phone of all time. So I don't know how good the phones are outside of like the airdrop. So like I haven't even like really used the secret very much. I think I just turned it on and like set up the like initial stuff. So I think it's gonna really depend on this thing like breaking into mainstream or like being a good phone to be able to really send this. What are your thoughts though?
I'm torn on it. I don't really like, what is the use case for the token? Like that's the thing. Like why is the token needed? You know what I mean? There's a lot of situations like that, but that's kind of where my head goes is like, what's needed for it?
Yeah. Tristan saying 500 million down to 100 million. Yeah, I could see that. Interesting. Moving on. This was concerning, the cease and desist coming from the
It's not the first one.
Connecticut Consumer Protection.
Yeah.
Sports wagers in violation of state law without a license is what they're claiming. And they are targeting Robinhood, Crypto.com, and Kalshi on this one. None of these entities possess a license to offer wagering in our state, and even if they did, their contracts violate numerous other state laws and policies, including offering wagers to individuals under the age of 21. These platforms are deceptively advertising that their services are legal, but our laws are clear. They are also operating outside of a regulatory environment, posing a serious risk to consumers who may not realize wagers placed on these illegal platforms offer no protection for their money or information. A prediction market wager is not an investment. I don't know who's out there thinking that they have protection on prediction market bets. Like, who are these people that are trying to protect in this scenario? I don't know, but like, what's your takeaway here, Easy, on this? Like, are we going to see like a larger like attack on prediction markets, or do you think this is going to be like?
I mean, we've been seeing one. There's been lawsuits in Ohio, Nevada. I want to say Seattle, Colorado. There's like a ton of states are suing them for like unregistered securities, or unregistered sports gambling. That's the thing. It's tough to figure out exactly what's going to happen, but I'm not surprised because these sports books have spent so much money on a lot of this. Like a lot of this. They've spent so much money to get legal. And I think because of that, it's not unsurprising to see these kind of sentiments. So I'm very curious to see like how they resolve. But right now, I think it's just almost legitimizing some of it.
Just saying that it's becoming wide or like mainstream enough that like it's an issue, and then that means like it's growing.
Yeah.
I think the other entrenched platforms aren't happy. DraftKings, FanDuel, Fanatics are the licensed platforms in Connecticut. They don't want to see these other platforms swoop in, take their business without having to go through the same hoops, I guess they had to jump for, and money they had to pay. So we'll see. We'll continue to monitor that situation. Sticking on prediction markets, we talked about YZI Labs incubated. So Predict.fun, this was a blast product originally.
Yeah, it was.
Remember this? This was like one of the early, I think this is like right around like the election, right? Yeah, it had to have been. It was launched on Blast, and it looks like they're moving to BNB. So they're following Myriad over to BNB. Predict.fun, incubated by YZI Labs. I don't know if they have a token or not, or what's going on here, but it could be another interesting one to keep an eye out for in the prediction market space. And then the headline basically of everything was PolyMarket launching their US app. So you've been using this. Is this market results now, like officially?
Say that again.
Does this resolve like the will PolyMarket launch in the US as yes?
Yeah. Yep, it did resolve yes.
Awesome. So PolyMarket is back. The world's largest prediction market is back in the US. Download PolyMarket today. Check your spot on the wait list. Invites are being sent out in a rolling basis. Android coming soon. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm on Android, so I can't do much right now.
You're smoked.
Crushed. But this is gonna be awesome. Gonna need to get into this and dive a little bit deeper into PolyMarket. I've kind of just been chilling because I can't, be taking flights to Portugal like too frequently to make these predictions. But really cool. Really, really cool. Any plays you're looking at today in the prediction market space?
I shared the main one. Other than that, though, I'm mostly just using like tracking feeds, like activity feeds, to see what people are getting on. Because for me, I'd rather watch that. You have Kramer on TBPN. Those interviews are usually only about 15 minutes at most. So there's a few markets here. The volume is really low, which is my concern. But like I like money 20 plus times no, just because the interviews are short. So you basically have to say it every minute. So I almost like the no on this. Trump 2+ times. I lean no. I lean no on recession.
PolyMarket.
Yeah, not a ton, just because the liquidity is so low. But that's a market we have today.
Yeah, it looks like this one hasn't. It looks like this might just be like a very new market.
It launched like late yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, launched late yesterday.
6:30. Okay. There's not a lot of action on this one.
Yep.
Interesting. And then we got the Powell one. That's going to be a big one coming up next week with the FOMC. Looking like we're going to get a rate cut on the FOMC. Anything other than a 1% rate cut would be, a one cut of 25 basis points would be a surprise. Crypto kind of just holding steady on the day. What are you looking at from the crypto charts easy right now to give you confidence that we're going to be back up into a bullish trend? Just continuing to hold this 92K line.
You got to hold 92K. The longer we hold 92K, the better I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm worried this could be a fake out on this bump.
That's my concern.
Are you shorting? Like, I guess you gave targets to the Bodogos whales. I haven't taken.
Yeah, I'm not shorting anything right now. Not yet. I don't want to short yet.
Yeah, because this marks basically yesterday marked the first time we like exited this 92.5 to 84K range since basically before Thanksgiving. So we've been trading this range for 2 weeks now, and we just exited it to the upside. If we hold that, a lot of air up to 100K, to be honest. So
yeah,
definitely room to the upside. Also room to break back down into this. We've seen like these ranges get tested like multiple times after we've had like such a heavy breakdown. In the past, we had this big break, summer 24 of last year. Then we kind of chopped for a while, and then the tariff situation this year. We broke down. We tested the bottom quite a few times. So it'll be interesting to see if we get out of this to the upside without too much pain, or if we're gonna kind of continue to chop here for a while. Personally, yeah, I'm not trading majors right now. I'm just kind of watching them and watching new plays again. The Flog Mint held up. Speaking of new plays, I think that's like
it looked good.
Yeah,
it did look good.
What do you think about Binance Junior crypto account for your child? Or
yeah, I'm like iffy on this. I don't know how to feel. It's like a custodial account for crypto, which is cool. I mean, you can still do it with like Robinhood and other like equity platforms now, where you can make a custodial account and just buy like IBIT and stuff.
Yeah, build family-focused crypto savings and prepare your child for a future empowered by crypto. Parent-controlled app and sub-account for kids and teens. Definitely interesting. Mert, of course. Time to build Zcash for kids. With the monitor activity screenshot taken. What happened?
You gotta love that.
This is a chart that everyone is like throwing all the influencers under the bus on this one, saying that they basically led sheep to the slaughter. This thing's down 50% from its highs,
which is crazy. But that almost makes me want to buy it now.
As I say, are you Zcash bull here? Like, is this an opportunity?
Maybe. I think. Truthfully, I think it's probably a time soon.
Upside on the daily up to 430 from 350. The thing is, Zcash is weird. Like, it doesn't necessarily follow the majors. Sometimes it trades like inverse to Bitcoin. So if you're long like traditional majors, being long Zcash as a hedge isn't like a terrible option. MACD is curling too. Theo Zoo points out in the YouTube chat. Yeah, MACD could be curling on this one. Could be an interesting one. I'm gonna have to hit up Kicks and let him know. Take a look at this one. English NFT says hard to buy an alt after losing the trend. I agree.
That's the big concern. I mean, it's still like this could be a higher low. That's the thing. Like you're basically retesting the previous breakout right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't break over like 380, it could be.
It needs to happen sooner than later, or else you're in danger.
Yep.
We'll see. It feels good. I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, this actually doesn't feel too bad. Do I want to buy alts right now? Not really. I almost want to just wait because, like, if we do get a rally in Q4 into Q1, I think you're just going to see a lot of people start selling because that's what they were hoping for.
Yeah. I wonder how much of like that is going to be eaten up by like increased institutional bid, because I think we're seeing more and more institutional pressure come in. Vanguard, with allowing their customers to buy ETFs. We have Charles Schwab allowing direct purchase of Ethereum and Bitcoin early next year. So maybe the retail trying to unload their bags on the next pump gets eaten up a bit, but who knows? I've got an interesting play on the new mint slash risk on side. Bubbles.art. Yeah, we got an XCOPY mint right now.
Interesting.
So basically, this is a stealth mint, kind of, by XCOPY. Does he talk about it here? But essentially, there's all these like bubbles, and eventually they all pop over the course of, I think, 10 years. It's a free mint. Your odds are 1 in 10 million. There's gonna be 10 million of these bubbles.
So what is it? Last man standing?
Yeah, essentially over 10 years. So bubbles.art, there's 250 bubbles that are 250K bubbles have been minted. These are all the bubbles. I minted some this morning. It was a free mint. I think I could claim 15. I don't know why. I don't know why I was allowed. But I was on the allow list, so it could be.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having trouble connecting to Shape on this browser right now. But yeah, so check this out. Bubbles.art. You could be eligible. This is on Shape. What do you win if you win the last one? Whatever an XCOPY 1 of 1 would be worth, I imagine. Probably on the lower end of 1 of 1s. But it's free. It's on Shape. So I'd recommend just checking it out. No risk here. The link here is bubbles.art is the mint link. You can attach all your wallets, see what's eligible and whatnot. So a little bit of alpha there. I'm keeping an eye out for new plays. XCOPY being one of the bigger artists in the space. That one could potentially do well. I don't know if there's any secondary. I don't know if they're tradable. I just saw it this morning, so I'll need to dive a little bit deeper. Sticking over on the NFT side, we saw Nakamigos announced their own token strategy. I think this is the first of the self-serve token strategies that's been launched. So they announced Meagster by TokenWorks. So now they have a strategy that's buying and burning Nakamigos. I'm going to pull over our trusty friends over at OpenSea. Take a look at what's going on with Nakamigos floor price. Because, yeah, I'd imagine these things did move. So up to 0.16 ETH floor. These things were down at 0.12 before the strategy. So looking good there. I know this is one that a lot of people have been like looking for or asking for in terms of strategy tokens. So we'll see how this plays out. The token itself, let's go find it. Nakamigo. Trading at 550K market cap. They hold 337 Nakamigos. Pretty wild how much these things accumulate immediately out of the gates. I still don't know if it's good or bad for the NFT collection, so because it's essentially, it's almost like creating another marketplace for NFTs, if you think about it. like eventually you're gonna just like come to NFT strategy to buy NFTs if the floors are pumping, because this has,
It just
you know,
feels
they
like a
have
better move, right? Like it's just liquid.
337 Nakamigos for sale between 0.18 ETH and 0.2 ETH. It's almost like NFT strategy is becoming an NFT marketplace as well. It's weird. It's a very weird scenario. I don't
The same
understand.
breath though, they also sell off harder on downward price action.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, Blade's asking how could it be bad? Well, it's basically a whale coming in and sweeping, which is like good initially, but then they're basically bricking the floor with a huge wall because everything gets listed immediately at I think it's like a 10% premium. So you have to churn through all of those NFTs if you're going to make a run. So while it does make like a nice run initially, like we're seeing here over on the chart, like you have this nice sweep and run. Once this thing evens out, like you're gonna struggle to like make that next move because there's a ton of like NFTs at the floor. Blade saying floors have been bricked for years. Yeah, no, I agree, but this is just one source. It's like guaranteed to be bricking the floor forever.
Consistently.
Yeah, like consistently bricking the floor. So like these listings like eventually expire, like things get bought, like there becomes room for price discovery over time as like some of them get bought out. They're all different holders. They all have different like motivations. The one motivation for the NFT strategy contract is sell NFT at 10% higher, never change price, never delist. So still like you need to figure out how it's going to play out long term, but it definitely like removes a good chunk of the supply in the short term and kind of like lifts the floor up by probably about 10%. So we'll see how these go. Continuing to watch, like the ERC 721s. There's the one ERC 1155 token in the rare Pepe, and then the one, I guess there's two ERC 20 tokens now. The Rec strategy being the other one. I'm really curious to see how this one plays out versus the price of Rect, because meme coins are much more volatile and get much more volume when they're actually moving. So Rect strategy moving towards all-time highs as Rect recovers off of this bounce. So I'm curious how this one specifically is going to work, because Rect I think is a pretty good token. I'm holding Rect. And if Rect does, a 50% move, like what happens to Rect strategy and how does that look? So curious about that as well. In the token strategy department, I think we covered everything there though. What else are you looking at, Easy, in this market? Are you really just digging prediction markets?
To be honest.
Let's see here. What else have we got? We saw Chainlink's ETF go live yesterday. $41 million of net inflows day one. Continuing to see institutional adoption for some of our altcoins. Are you still a Chainlink bull, Easy?
Still very much, yeah.
I think we're seeing more of these. Chainlink, Athena, even Hyperliquid is getting some institutional adoption. Did you see the Hyperliquid DAT that's now trading on the NASDAQ? Hyperliquid Strategies?
Isn't this the second one? Or is that first one the Canadian exchange?
I think they merged.
Okay.
For some reason. I'm not positive. I'm gonna pull this up. Hyperliquid. So this is is the ticker. Hyperliquid Strategies. Trading down, but they have basically 3.5% of the circulating supply, $411 million, and they are staking it right now.
Yep.
So curious to see how that's going to affect price. Continue to see more and more altcoins getting bought up by the institutions. It's nice for like price action. I wonder like when this starts circulating on chain though, because I feel like we're just not feeling like the on chain wealth effect, like pumping like random bags. So continue to wait, continue to see money flow into crypto. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't have too much here else to talk about.
Seems like everything. We covered a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I could just run through some of these headlines, and then we'll call it a show. SEC cracking down on high leverage ETFs. We've seen a number of these come across the board where they're like 3-5x leverage on risk on assets. SEC says no, wait, we're gonna stop some of these from going through. U.S. layoffs hit levels not seen since the COVID pandemic. That's a little concerning. Franklin Templeton launched a Solana ETF. Revolut is now supporting Solana payments. Charles Schwab, we talked about this, offering ETH and Bitcoin trading early next year. U.S. Treasury conducted its largest buyback in history, and Coinbase is partnering with multiple big banks for crypto pilot programs. You can catch all of these headlines and more, dailybone.com. Sign up for our daily newsletter going out Monday through Friday, and a recap on the weekends. Thank you all for listening. It's been an excellent show on this Thursday. Really appreciate you all tuning in. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. You can also watch us on Zora and YouTube, see what we're talking about in real time.